Hey everyone, this is Benson for Performance Capability. So let me ask you a question. What if everything you've been told about getting better is wrong? This message is huge for any learning and development department, skills development initiative, or if you have a desire to improve any area of your life, you need to listen to this message. There's a mathematical formula that guarantees improvement in any skill, and 99% of people don't know that exists. What if the guys at your local gym have already solved the mystery of human development and you've been ignoring it, the entire solution all your life? So I'm not talking about working out. See, here's what you're going to learn. You're going to understand why Arnold Schwarzenegger got to be Mr. Universe, why a surgeon who performs heart operations, more than any in the world is absolutely number one again and again and again. And how a specific entrepreneur has become a billionaire through using this skill. See, here's the distinction. This method wasn't invented by a productivity guru, a life coach or some self-help expert. It was perfected by bodybuilders in the 1970s. And while you've been practicing randomly, hoping for improvement and getting frustrated when you hit plateaus, these people have been applying pure mathematics skill to their development. And, they don't guess, they calculate, they don't hope, they literally engineer. And the results, well, they speak for themselves. Arnold Schwarzenegger became the greatest bodybuilder of all time. You're going to understand why. You're going to understand why this world-class surgeon can do what he does in half the normal time. The pianist who could play any piece at literally any speed. And the billionaire entrepreneur who knows how to build quickly. Because what I'm about to show you will make every practice session, every study hour, every skill building attempt you do from now on dramatically more effective. The question is, are you ready to stop hoping and really start making a difference? Let's run it. Hold your breath, all the moves we're making. I'm scared to death. So today, what I'm going to do is translate the exact progressive overload formula from muscle building to skill building, and to show you why the gym has already solved the growth equation problem for everyone. Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't become Mr. Olympia by accident. During his training years, he discovered something that separated him from every other bodybuilder: the mathematical precision of progressive overload. See, most people think muscle growth is about suffering in the gym, but Arnold revealed something that made a big difference to the whole process of growth and development. Muscle growth is actually about mathematics. If I can bench press 220 pounds for 8 repetitions a day, I know exactly what I need to do next week to guarantee growth. 230 pounds at 8 repetitions, or 225 for 9 repetitions. See, Arnold understood that muscles adapt to stress in predictable patterns. Apply the same stress repeatedly and adaptation stops. Apply too much stress and the muscle breaks down faster than it can rebuild. But apply stress that's exactly 2.5 to 5% greater, the muscle can handle it and adaptation becomes inevitable. See, the secret isn't working harder. It's working at the precise intensity that forces adaptation without causing breakdown. See, this is a mathematical formula, not a motivational philosophy. This is progressive overload, the systematic increase of stress over time to force continuous adaptation, and it doesn't just work for muscles. See, Louis Simmons, legendary powerlifting coach at Westside Barbell, developed athletes who broke more world records than any other gym in history. His secret wasn't superior genetics or harder work. It was mathematical precision in applying progressive overload. See, he said, most powerlifters train randomly. They lift heavy when they feel good, light when they feel bad, and wonder why their progress is unpredictable. But strength follows the laws of physics. Apply force systematically and strength increases systematically. See, Simmons developed what he called the conjugate method, a precise system for applying progressive overload to strength development. Week 1, establish baseline maximum for movement. Week 2, perform the same movement at 102 to 105% of baseline. Week 3, switch to a similar but slightly different movement at 100% intensity. Week 4, return to original movement at 105 to 107% of original baseline. See, this pattern forces continuous adaptation. Your nervous system never gets completely comfortable, but never overwhelmed either. See, each week builds systematically on the previous week. The results? His athletes improved their strength by 2 to 5% every month for years, something previously thought impossible in elite powerlifting. See, Dr. Devi Shetty, who performs more heart surgeries than any other cardiac surgeon in the world, applies progressive overload principles to surgical skill development with stunning results. Most surgeons think surgical skill is about talent or experience, but Dr. Shetty revealed during a medical conference, surgical precision follows the same laws as any other skill. Apply progressive difficulty systematically and precision improves predictably. See, each phase decreases difficulty by exactly what the surgeon can handle. Dr. Shetty explained, too little increase and skill stagnates. Too much increase, and precision degrades. But the right increase, say 10 to 15% more complexity, forces skill improvement without compromising on quality. Using this method, Dr. Shetty trained surgeons to world-class levels in half the time of traditional residency programs. What about Vladimir Horowitz? Considered one of the history's greatest pianists, revealed his practice method in a private interview that demonstrates progressive overload applied to music mastery. People think pianists are born with magical fingers, but finger technique follows the same principles as muscle development. Apply systematic stress to finger muscles and dexterity improves systematically. Horowitz's practice method was revolutionary in its precision. He would say, practice scales at 60 beats per minute with perfect accuracy. Then, same scales at 65 beats per minute, maintaining perfect accuracy. Then, same scales at 70 beats per minute, maintaining perfect accuracy. Add one additional octave while returning to 60 beats per minute, and so on and so forth. Each week, he said, I increased one variable, either speed or complexity, while keeping all other variables constant. Horowitz explained this allowed my brain to adapt to exactly one new challenge at a time. After years of this systematic progression, my fingers could execute any passage at literally any speed. So this is what we call progressive overload. For skill development, systematic increase of one variable while maintaining mastery of all the others is the only way that you develop consistently over time. See, Terence Tao, widely considered one of the world's greatest living mathematicians, applies progressive overload principles to mathematical problem-solving tasks, and he does it with remarkable results. He said, mathematical ability isn't about raw intelligence. He said, it's about systematically expanding your problem-solving capacity. I approach mathematical development like a powerlifter approaches strength development, with precise incremental increases in complexity. Tao's mathematical training protocol demonstrates progressive overload for intellectual development. He talks about, looking at mastering fundamental concepts until they're automatic, applying fundamentals to slightly more complex problems, then combining multiple mastered concepts in novel ways, tackling problems and requiring one new conceptual leap each time. Each step increases intellectual load by exactly what my brain can handle. This ensures continuous growth without cognitive overload. After years of systematic progression, problems that once seemed impossible become routine calculations. His method has produced mathematical breakthroughs at a rate that defies traditional academic timelines. And then what about Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx and one of the youngest self-made billionaires? She unknowingly applied progressive overload principles to business development. Throughout her entrepreneurial journey, she was always looking for ways to improve and develop. She said, "I didn't start by trying to build a billion-dollar company." She said, "I started by trying to solve one small problem for myself. Then I applied the same principle, the same problem-solving skills to slightly bigger problems, and then bigger ones, and then bigger ones after that. I was solving problems I never thought I could handle in the end." See, Blakely's business progression demonstrates progressive overload for entrepreneurial skill development. She said, "Each year I added one new business skill while maintaining mastery of all previous skills." Blakely explained, "This systematic progression allowed me to build complex business capabilities without ever feeling overwhelmed." The result? Blakely built a business empire by applying gym logic, literally gym logic, to entrepreneurship. So here's the progressive overload formula that works for any skill. Be sure to take this down. Never increase difficulty by more than 10 to 15% from your current reliable performance level. This ensures continuous adaptation without system breakdown. The single variable principle: one increase, one aspect of difficulty at a time. Only increase one aspect at a time. If you increase speed, maintain accuracy. If you increase complexity, maintain quality. Your brain can only adapt one new challenge efficiently at a time. When progress stops, don't increase difficulty. Change the type of challenge while maintaining the same difficulty level again and again and again. This prevents staleness while allowing continued adaptation. And then finally, alternate between progression phases with increasing difficulty and consolidation phases, maintaining new skill levels. This prevents burnout while ensuring integration. The gym solved the growth equation decades ago. Bodybuilders don't hope for muscle growth. They engineer it through systematic application of progression overload. You can do the same for any skill by applying the same mathematical precision to your development. This is going to cause you problems and you'll get frustrated. Or start applying progressive overload and watch your skills grow as predictably as muscles respond to systematic processes. I hope you got some value out of this. This is Benson for Performance Capability. I'll see you in the next message, and remember, follow the 7 stars. I'll see you soon.